reserve goalkeeper, sponsored by Duplicate, Brandon Copenhagen. Don't forget to visit Spiro and the team at Olympic Taverna for a wide range of delicious Greek food and drinks with a full bar service available inside.
Still really loud in my ears. Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to Goodwin Park. FFA Cup time for the National Premier League's Queensland teams in the Olympic, taking on Moreton Bay United, a game that these two sides played just a fortnight ago in the National Premier League's Queensland. They're doing it in a knockout situation this afternoon. A Goodwin Park that has a fair amount of cloud cover, interspersed with some sunny spells as well. It's a funny old day, really. Bit of wind about. Little bit of spots of rain about as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, but it doesn't look like we're going to get too badly impeded by any inclement weather, and that's a good thing because both these two sides have come to play. They're sitting 4th and 5th in the National Premier League's Queensland ladder at the moment. And Olympic, side that have made the last 3 National Premier League's Queensland Grand Finals, certainly looking forward to being and going far in the FFA Cup. 3-time qualifiers for the national rounds in 2014, 2018 and 2019. In fact, that was the last time they played a game in this competition. Up at Perry Park, a 3-2 defeat against Adelaide United, where the A-League side were perhaps fortunate to come away with a victory, and that was acknowledged, I think, at the time as well by the Adelaide United players. That was 1 year, 7 months and 13 days ago, and now they're back in FFA Cup action after the 2020 campaign was thwarted before it even started for these National Premier League's Queensland teams. We'll run you quickly through the teams. Lockie Hunter will start in goal for Olympic. In front of him, captain today, Zach Anderson in number 3 shirt. Number 4, Jack Glover. Number 5, Alex Barlow. Number 7, Daniel Leck. Number 11, Jez Lofthouse getting a start this season after making his way back from injury. Number 12, Costa Saros. Number 14, Shannon Brady. Number 17, Daniel Driver. Number 18, Lockie Sayers. And number 19, John Philippe Lassen. Moreton Bay United, coached by Royce Brownlee. They will be represented by Bertram Spears in goal. Number 2, Nick Bernardi. Number 4, Tom Alton, who played a game for Olympic last year after returning to Queensland from South Melbourne. He then moved on to Moreton Bay United, where he remains. Sam Knight, former strikers, stars, wearing a number 5 shirt. Number 7, Rio Ono. Number 10, Lyndon Farr, who was sent off against Olympic just a fortnight ago. He played 13 times for Olympic in 2017. Number 15, Chris Marr. Number 17, Zach Kirple. And number 19, Jan Champness, as well as number 22, Will Edmiston, and number 23, Declan Smith, round out the sides. The third team on the field today, the referees, Zach Keenan, one of the top referees in the state, if not the country, Alexander Rusu and Blake Volksan are your assistant officials today, and it'll be Olympic in the red shirts and all red kit, taking on Moreton Bay United in the all black. Moreton Bay United themselves have qualified for the FFA Cup major rounds back in 2017. They got to the round of 16 where they were knocked out by Gold Coast City in the famous Piddick brothers clash. There's a power cut up there at Water Park. 1,000, tad over 1,000 people went to see. And that was after they beat Broadmeadow Magic 4-2 in extra time in the round of 32. It'll be the visitors, Moreton Bay United, in the black shirts, who get things underway. Dan Champness, brother of Joey, whose Raw team are in action, of course, up in Redcliffe tonight. Big game in the A-League, but it's a big game in the FFA Cup here as well. And we will be underway as soon as some administration is completed over on that sideline. It's a Moreton Bay bench that is having some attention focused towards it. Royce Brownlee, who is actually Moreton Bay United's leading goal scorer against Olympic with 7. 41-year-old will be having to wait for other people to do the dirty work today as Chris Marr plays the ball forward, and Olympic look to try and win the ball back pretty quickly. But it is Moreton Bay in the black with the yellow stripe going from left to right, but they've been dispossessed pretty quickly and can't make anything of it though. Olympic, they will be allowed to continue, and it's Bertram Spears with an early opportunity to get the ball upfield. Here's Rio Ono looking to get the ball through to Champness, was unable to do so though. Kirpel, who has a tremendous goal scoring record at the underage level, he scored 17 goals in 8 games for the under 18s last year. A perfectly able and capable player. Has 4 goals in 4 games so far in this campaign as well in the seniors. Didn't manage to score against Olympic though, that's the only blemish on his record. He'll have an opportunity to do so here. It's a little bit of an error there from Alex Barlow, former Kiwi international. Sam Knight conspired to get that ball forward just about to Kirpel. Will be a throw in taken by Knight inside, far. Familiar to this part of the world, Lyndon Farr. Here's Tom Alton. Will Edmiston. A little bit scrappy, a little bit sloppy, and Olympic will look to capitalise here through Leck. Nice football. Lofthouse wanted the pass, never got its way through to him though. Shannon Brady couldn't find his target, and ball's fallen at the feet of Will Edmiston here. An opportunity perhaps for Kirpel. Kirpel towards the penalty area. Kirpel was really giving Zach Anderson a torrid time there, and the 29-year-old had to use all of his experience to not concede a goal for his side. It is a corner though, and Moreton Bay United looking pretty impressive going forward, it has to be said. Observant amongst you will realise we're in the grandstand today, normally up above on the roof, but the weather prompted us to stay down. Well, not that you'd know it now though, as the sun shines and Lockie Hunter gathers the loose ball in the penalty area before loading it off nice and quickly. Shannon Brady wanted it, couldn't quite get hold of it though from Dan Leck's forward pass, and an opportunity for Tom Alton to just assess his options and get the ball wide to Declan Smith. Nice turn from Chris Marr. He has plenty of experience, Premiership and Championship winner with Lions, won plenty of titles of strikers as well, the 29-year-old. As part of Strikers' 2019 run to the semi-finals of this competition, Chris Marr. Moulton gives the ball away to Brady, right in front of the Olympic dugout. It's one back and something for Kirpel to chase. And Lockie Hunter chased out the fairway as well and did some damage to one of the cars in the car park. Moreton Bay United possibly just edging possession and territory in these opening few minutes. There are games taking place around the state in the FFA Cup today. We'll bring you updates of those as and when we get them. This ball's played out wide to Sam Knight. Good ball as well. Oh, Knight to Rio Ono. Ono gets to the byline. Oh, clever from Ono. It hit Sam Knight's shoulder, did it? That's a lovely tackle there by Philip Sam, but he's gone down and he's injured. But Jez Lofthouse on the charge. Jez Lofthouse skips past a second. Lofthouse towards the edge of the penalty area. Gets past the second person again, but that's a really good tackle from Declan Smith. Lovely football from Jez Lofthouse, who hasn't been utilised as much as some Olympic supporters would have liked in the early stages of this season, but that has been down to him coming back from injury. Nothing more sinister than that. And Ben Khan, wisely really, using an opportunity to perhaps just ease his young star back into things, and he is one of the more exciting players in the competition. There's significant concern being shown to Jean-Philippe Lassam away to our right. Physio now just checking the knee. Lassam writhing in agony. Former Surfers Paradise Apollo player. He's been here at Olympic for a fair while now. Been very much an ever-present as well. Doing a lot of good things in the midfield, doing a lot of dirty work, it has to be said, winning the ball back. And he's just feeling at that knee at the moment as the physio runs through his test. Speaking of the other games, we do have a couple of updates to bring you. Kingscliff Wolves, they are leading Sunshine Coast Wanderers by 2-1 early in the second half. A bit of a boost there for Kingscliff. Ripley Valley, they are trailing Brisbane Strikers by 1-0. 10 minutes gone there. The Lakes and Holland Park have just kicked off as Jean-Philippe Lassam is given a round of applause after he gets to his feet. Tackle from Declan Smith has resulted in a throw-in to Olympic. It looked certainly a little bit closer to the corner flag than where Alex Barlow is going to take it, but he gets it to Jez Lofthouse and then couldn't find Kostas Saros. That's a nice little touch from Edmiston. And Edmiston's going to release Kerpel. Kerpel was being blocked off by Zach Anderson, but nothing doing, says Zach Keenan. It was pretty comfortably dealt with by Daniel Driver, who gets it back to Lockie Hunter. Olympic will go down the other side now, but it's headed away, and an opportunity for Lyndon Farr to take the ball forward. He links up with Champness. Champness showing the fast feet that his brother exhibits to such great success in the A-League. Edmiston wins the throw, but Olympic give the ball back. Zach Glover over on that far side, who is fouled. Olympic will to play the ball around, try and create some space. Lofthouse couldn't get that one under control, and Alton is going to play it forward. Cut off though, now Leck has time, so uses it. Lofthouse takes a touch into a little bit of trouble in the form of Edmiston, but Lofthouse still has possession. Lex made a run on the inside. He goes instead to Brady on the outside. Lex in the middle, headed away by Alton, who's not afraid to put his head in where it hurts, and the header has been mopped up by Rio Ono, who gets the ball upfield to Champness. Champness doing pretty good there, but that was Daniel Driver just doing enough and winning the ball back. You have to be aware of that Olympic, being caught on the counter-attack. Barlow, Lofthouse. Ran into trouble in the form of Rio Ono. Ono. Ball upfield to Edmiston. Edmiston turns, has an opportunity to play in Champness. Just unable to do so, but here comes Leck. Leck and Brady got themselves under each other's feet there. Glover. In the sunshine. Sayers. Nice touch from Leck, but he was hurried. Still got the ball through to Lofthouse, who skipped over one challenge, couldn't avoid the second. And now Ono looks to take the ball forward, but missed control from him, and an opportunity for Leck. 20 yards from goal. On this near side of the penalty area, uses Barlow. Barlow gets the ball to Kostas Saros. Saros assessing his options. Leck is one of those options. Lofthouse is down on his haunches, just feeling the outside of his lower leg, and looks like Shannon Brady's down as well. So a couple of walking wounded for Olympic in these early exchanges. Lofthouse really sucking in the big ones, and I don't think it's because of any sort of outlandish effort that he made. Perhaps it is just a little bit of a knock on the edge of the leg, and that will be pretty disappointing for him because he is coming back from his injury. That is a substitution. Olaide Yinka Kahinde is coming on early. A little bit of a shift in shape perhaps from Olympic to adjust to that injury to Shannon Brady. No, Yinka Kahinde has stayed wide. And he's in advance of Glover now. Glover goes inside to Leck. Sayers forced back. Oh, that's a neat little touch from Driver. Very cute to get the ball away from Kirpel. Crossfield from Barlow. Trying to find Leck, but is headed away. Now Lyndon Farr has a bit of space to operate in. Chips the ball over the top to Champness. Champness looking to go around the outside of Glover. Just one man in the penalty area for Moreton Bay United. That's Zach Kirpel. There's a Moreton Bay ball. Riono has just gone to the edge of the penalty area, but not committing too many men forward, Moreton Bay. They were stung to the tune of 4-1 the last time these two sides met, and they don't have a very good record here at Goodwin Park. They've only won once in the league. They've won once in the cup. We'll get to that in a minute. In the league, they actually beat Olympic 6-1 all the way back in 2016. April 2016, April 17th in fact, so 5 years ago minus a couple of weeks. It's the only time they've had success in the league. Like I said, they did win in the cup as well, 4-2 in the 2017 campaign. That was the last time they beat Olympic in any competition. Farr looking to change that now. Champness was there waiting. Ball never got through to him. Chris Marr plays the ball to Bernardi. Farr still on that outside. Can't get his cross past Glover again. And Glover combines with Yinka Kahinde to get the ball out, but it's still there for Moreton Bay. Chris Marr rather scuffed his crossfield ball. An opportunity here for Jez Lofthouse, but Marr makes the tackle to atone for his giving away of possession, but in turn is dispossessed by Jean-Philippe Lassam, and here's Costa Saros. Saros trying to thread the needle through to Lofthouse. Still could be there. Yinka Kahinde gets it caught under his feet, trying to feed Leck, and Tom Alton surging forward to take possession of the ball. Can only find Barlow with his crossfield kick though, a little bit of a waste, and Alton has to get back into position. Heel out of position, flag stays down, flag goes up. And it was a late call from the assistant on that far side. Did look like Dan Leck was offside. There's not too many arguments or disagreements from the Olympic bench that I can see, and they had a fantastic view from their position, so perhaps it was the correct decision. And again, on first indications and first impressions, did look like Daniel Leck had drifted offside, but first real indications from Olympic as Chris Marr is fouled and wins himself a free kick just inside his own half. Chris Marr has plenty of experience, played in that Lions team that beat Olympic in the first of 3 grand finals that Olympic managed to make their way to. Farr can't keep it under control. He was being fairly well shadowed by Lockie Sayers. Kirpel feels like he was being held by Anderson, who is having to dig deep into his box of tricks to keep young Kirpel under control. But that's a loose pass. Here's Rio Ono. Opportunity for Ono! Oh, and it's just flashed across the face of goal. Lovely work from Lyndon Farr just to pick out the Japanese star who has got a goal this season. That came against Magpies Crusaders last time out. A 2-1 victory for Moreton Bay United as they got back to winning ways. Again, the warning signs are there for Olympic. Glover. Yinka Kahinde's ahead of him. Picks up possession, Yinka Kahinde. Lek got a call but ignored it or didn't hear it. An opportunity here once again for Moreton Bay United. Edmiston trying to get the ball away. Now it's Kearpool. Kearpool being shadowed and harassed by Daniel Lek, and he wins the ball back. And Kearpool goes down. Kiernan has a big long look. So referee Zach Keenan, and he said there was nothing doing. And just a couple of claps of the hands from the Moreton Bay bench. They'll be pretty pleased with what they're seeing so far. Of course, Olympic coming into this game off a defeat. Here's Lofthouse. Gets past one challenge, gets past the second. Tom Alton times his challenge well. Headed back on brilliantly by Yinka Kahinde. Lofthouse twisting, turning. Brilliant from Jez Lofthouse. Yinka Kahinde with the header. But it was well marshalled and well watched. And it was Sam Knight who was back there to make that vital challenge. Saros gets the ball inside. Alton gets a touch. Lek goes down, but there was nothing doing in terms of a penalty. It was another really good challenge and some desperation defending from Moreton Bay United. And this game has burst into life in the last couple of minutes or so. Lofthouse again. Lovely turn from Lofthouse. Now Lek's onside. No, he's not. He's offside, and that one was much closer. Can't have been much in that. Moreton Bay get things back underway quickly. They need to get themselves back into this contest, but Lockie Sayers picks up possession. Now Saros. This time Lek's onside. Lek with the shot. It's parried by Spears and helped away. Again, Dan Lek probably could have done better, but ball's won again from Jean-Philippe Lassam. And here's Yinka Kahinde. Sayers. Yinka Kahinde. Lek. Good football from Olympic. Good ball retention. Sayers goes back to Barlow. Barlow to Lofthouse. Lofthouse too cute and can only find Lyndon Farr. And now an opportunity for Moreton Bay to get the ball out of danger. Knight and Farr linking up there, and now Rio Ono in space in midfield. He can't find Edmiston. The ball will find its way through to Bertram Spears in any case. He had to keep a clean sheet this season, Bertram Spears. Moreton Bay have conceded 7 in their 3 National Premier League Queensland games so far, but it's not to say he's not a fine goalkeeper, and he did have to be alert to keep that shot out from Daniel Lek, but as we said, it was probably a little bit too close to the keeper from the Olympic striker. Farr trying to thread the needle through to Edmiston. Now Lofthouse, instantly attention like wasps around a sweet treat for Moreton Bay United players. Swarm to Jez Lofthouse. Yinka Kahinde wins out there, links up nicely with Glover. Yinka Kahinde to the edge of the penalty area. Lek wants it, Yinka Kahinde can't get it through to him. Still there for Yinka Kahinde, has support in the form of Glover, but the bounce took it away from him. And Tom Alton was a little bit sloppy there. It will be a Moreton Bay United throw though. Bay United taking their sweet time over getting this throw in. Not much space available for them. Olympic really pegging them back. And the ball's going to come straight back for them as well. Lovely touch there from Philippe Lassam. Barlow has space in front of him, opts not to take it. Lyndon Farr really capitalised there, and then has a little bit of a nibble at the former Kiwi international, former Noosa Lion. Took it well. Saros goes down. There was a hands in the back there from Will Edmiston. Apologies from Declan Smith. Easy decision for the referee to make, even if it wasn't particularly egregious. You just can't keep your hands out like that. Players will go down if there's any pressure. So Alex Barlow to take the free kick. 0-0 here at Goodwin Park in this FFA Cup South East Queensland preliminary round 4 clash. Ball comes in, headed away. It'll be Edmiston's turn to get the ball out. Lyndon Farr, though, up against Jez Lofthouse, who does well and forces Farr to go back. Uses Knight now, and Moreton Bay work it out pretty nicely. Loose touch from Bernardi. Wins the free kick, though, slightly over-enthusiastic there from Yinka Kahinde, who came on as an early sub for Shannon Brady. Brady left the field early on in this contest. Around the grounds, scores remain the same in the other 3 matches taking place in Queensland at the moment. Later on, North Pine take on Logan Lightning, Sunshine Coast take on Centenary Stormers. Another live-streamed match for you. Wynnum Wolves against Southport Warriors will kick off at 7 o'clock. Western Pride taking on South West Queensland Thunder also at 7 o'clock. Edmiston could have run into a spot of bother there, but he managed to get the ball away. He was a little bit caught up there with Lockie Sayers. No foul, though. Lofthouse, that's beautiful from Jez Lofthouse. Just not heavy enough a touch to get the ball back inside to Daniel Leck, but Lofthouse showing all his skills in these early stages as he gets himself back into form and a bit of game time for him after he returns from injury. He wanted the ball there. He could yet get it from Barlow. No, inside the ball goes to Leck, who drops very deep, gets it back to Anderson, who's captain in the absence of Steve White, who is on the bench today. The only change for Olympic from what you'd expect the team to be. Lofthouse getting a start. Lockie Sayers has a bit of space. Saros made a run, stopped the run, made it again, and it all ended up by being a little bit of gold at the end of the rainbow for Bertram Spears. Lyndon Farr gets the ball back to Tom Alton. It's a very small rainbow, admittedly, but it is one there. That's a nice ball over the top to Champness. Kearple wants to give chase, but Hunter, no nonsense, gets it out to Jack Glover. Barlow. Barlow with a little skip. Very neat. Didn't fool Kearple, though. Oh, that was neat from Sayers. And all of a sudden, a lot of space for Jack Glover. Don't want to afford him too much of that. Jean-Philippe Lassam. Apologies, it's Yinka Kahinde over on that far side. And here's a corner kick. Opportunity here for Olympic to make their recent dominance count. They had a slightly shaky start to this contest, but they've certainly warmed into it. Corner is swept in. Leck is there at the back. He ducked away from it, and it will be a goal kick. Approaching the midpoint in this first half. Still goalless. It's not to say there's not been plenty of action as Rio Ono tries to get the ball around Lockie Sayers. Does help it round the corner to Champness. Champness can't get it under control, and that's clever from Glover. Lassam wins the ball back brilliantly. An opportunity for Saros. Saros lovely with the outside of the foot to Lofthouse, and Lofthouse, I think he knew he was offside because he didn't show much inclination to go forwards. Again, tight decision, but I don't think Lofthouse really expected the ball. It's a lovely pass from Kostov-Saros. Oh, Lofthouse could capitalise here though. Sloppy from the back from Moreton Bay. Can't quite get the ball around the long legs of Chris Marr. He's going to have to be careful here though if 3 Olympic players converge. Still gets the ball to Rio Ono, and here's an opportunity perhaps for Dan Champness. Champness with room to run to Daniel Driver, gets to the byline. Daniel Driver concedes the corner kick. Scored twice in 2020 for Moreton Bay United. Dan Champness hasn't scored yet this season in 3 games. Chris Marr heads over to take the corner kick. Zach Kearple, big tall body, he's waiting on the edge of the penalty area. He's going to make a run. He's up against Jean-Philippe Lassam, which is a slight height mismatch. And Zach Anderson just having a conversation with Zach Keenan. I imagine there's a little bit of pushing and shoving there. Nick Bernardi is making a nuisance of himself in front of Lachlan Hunter. Anderson standing and just pushing him away. Oh, it's direct for goal for Chris Marr, and I think that was intentional because Nick Bernardi tried to block off Lachlan Hunter, but Zach Anderson was too big and too strong to allow him to do that. Here's Saros. Alton coming to close him down. Saros goes round Alton just about, but Alton did just enough. Links up with Leck. Saros. Past far. Past Alton. Yinka Kahinde was waiting. And it will be another corner kick for Olympic. Good contest this so far. Olympic have warmed to their task. Lights just coming on here at Goodwin Park. Olympic goes short. Barlow and Sayers. It's a well-worked, well-rehearsed move. Here's Lofthouse. And Lofthouse can't quite get the ball past Lyndon Farr. Bronx cheers from a small section of Moreton Bay United supporters. That was a good jump from Kearple, throwing his weight around, but Jean-Philippe Lassam has dealt with bigger and stronger players perfectly capably before. And ready to do so there. Glover. Bit of a nothing ball forward, easily dealt with by Smith. Farr, interested. Gets the ball up to Edmiston. Edmiston finds Marr, and that's a lovely ball out wide to Champness. Champness playing the ball inside. Kearple wanted it. Kiernan says there's nothing doing there despite the protestations, and then Sam Knight gives away a cheeky little foul on Jez Lofthouse as Olympic look to counter-attack. It's taken quickly. Lofthouse given a lot of space. Here's Yinka Kahinde. Yinka Kahinde through on goal. Can't direct his shot on target. He was under all sorts of pressure from Nick Bernardi. It was good defending in the end from Bernardi because he had really been caught out, and Yinka Kahinde did get goal side. Good pressure coming in. Oh, that's neat. Really neat from Edmiston. He's dispossessed brilliantly though by Philippe Lassam. He might have got the ball around him once. He's not going to do it again, but that was a short pass from Yinka Kahinde to Philippe Lassam, who shows his tenacious battling qualities to win the ball straight back. Lofthouse now. Lex in the middle. Lofthouse up against Bernardi. Lofthouse, that's neat. He just stops on a dime. Jez Lofthouse, and then the header back from Chris Marr to the grateful arms of Bertram Spears, who I'm guessing was expecting to have one hit at him with more significant velocity from a red boot. And then ended up coming his way. Farr can't get the ball past Sayers, and that's sloppy again from Moreton Bay. They're giving up possession too many times at the moment. Yeah. Keeping it nicely enough here though. Chris Marr goes round the corner to dispose of Leck. that a foul on Champness? Not according to our referee, Zach Keenan. Suddenly got a little bit darker, a couple of clouds coming across. There is a faint rainbow behind the Olympic goal this time. As the clouds move across. It's lovely from Philippe Lassam just to win that ball back. Lofthouse, that was an awfully big grab of shirt there. Moreton Bay United protest, but Champness clearly grabbed Jez Lofthouse's shirt. You could see it all the way from here. And Zach Keenan was an awful lot closer than that, and he's just going to have a word with young Dan Champness there. And everyone calms down and play will be allowed to continue. Zach Anderson. Sayers. Leck coming back to win the ball back, and now he's in all sorts of trouble. Links up nicely with Barlow though, Leck and Barlow, but Lyndon Farr manages to win possession back. Lyndon Farr sandwiched between two Olympic players, and it is a Moreton Bay United ball. It's Jean-Philippe Lassam and Alex Barlow who came back to make the challenge. Do they want to take it quickly, Moreton Bay United? They do. They're told they could, but I think by the time that Chris Marr was alert to it, Rio Ono had drifted offside. Good opportunity here though for Moreton Bay United to get a ball into the box. They've got tall timber in there with Zach Kierpel. Chris Marr goes along the deck though. Was there a hand there? Ball certainly hit the hand of Dan Leck. He manages to clear the ball up to Jez Lofthouse, who is doing battle with Sam Knight, and Sam Knight wins that particular encounter. Kierpel far out on that left touchline. Kierpel tries to go around Glover. Glover more than equal to the challenge and wins the free kick to boot. Good work from Jack Glover. Just didn't quite have the pace. Oh, that's a nice touch from Yinka Kahinde. Over the top to Lofthouse. He's onside this time. Herring into the middle is Costa Saros. So too Danny Leck. Lofthouse showed a little bit too much of it to Tom Alton though, and Tom Alton stood tall. He's a really good defender, Tom Alton, and he's showing that now, but that pass forward is picked away by Alton's former City teammate Sayers. Here's an opportunity from Saros, and it's just over the bar. Again, it's probably just a little bit of ring rust from Jez Lofthouse, if anything. Hasn't been playing a lot of football as he comes back from injury, and it'll take a bit of time as perhaps a little bit of rain starts to fall, does it? Certainly got a lot darker. Flicked on by Edmiston. Helped back by Zach Anderson. Marr links up with Edmiston. Marr on the charge. Lofthouse won the ball. Moreton Bay United though win it back. Here's Rio Ono in a little bit of space. There is a little bit of rain now. We're people in front of me moving back under cover. That's nice from Farr. Finds Knight on this near touch line. Lovely cross from Knight. And it was rather frantically cleared, only as far as Bernardi. Bernardi puts it back inside. Champness was waiting. Alton's going to put it back in though, is he? Doesn't beat Jack Glover. Marr. Oh, I'm too far ahead of Lyndon Farr, and now Lofthouse suddenly has space. Farr gives up. Lofthouse has his next target in mind. It's Declan Smith. Declan Smith does well. Lofthouse keeps his feet. Lofthouse still keeps his feet. Lofthouse unselfishly finds Danny Leck. And as the rain starts to tumble down, Olympic score the opening goal of the game. It was Daniel Leck, but it was made by Jez Lofthouse. Olympic lead by a goal to nil.
Daniel Leck, sponsored by Zaparis Lawyers. Makes the score Olympic FC 1, Moreton Bay United 0.
Oh, that was really good from Jez Lofthouse. Completely burned Lyndon Farr, who gave up perhaps a little bit too easily. And the wind, really howling the wind and the rain and taking it in sheets across the ground, almost helped Olympic surge forward. Herring into position was Dan Leck. Lofthouse skipping past a couple of challenges. It's a sensational vision though. And Olympic have the opening goal and have the advantage in this contest, and you'd have to say it's probably the least they deserve with 10 minutes or so to go before half time. The next 10 minutes might be quite uncomfortable for the players. Look at the rain really coming down. Not sure if it's been picked up particularly on your screens, but it is really coming across. It's been something of a 4 seasons in one day situation up here in Brisbane. And this might be the start of the rain that we've been promised. Saros helps it on. There's nobody really there, and it's one of those situations that you kind of hope the half-time whistle blows pretty soon so that you can get back inside. Umbrellas up at Goodwin Park. Lovely work from Saros. Anderson wanted to play the ball down the line, may still do so, but he's been put under all sorts of pressure at the moment from Dan Champness, who did really well. But it is still an Olympic ball. And it's suddenly turned really quite miserable. Not that the Olympic supporters will mind too much. They've got smiles on their faces, and so too has this man, Daniel Leck, who scored the opening goal of the game. And the only goal of the game so far. Sayers switches play. You can see the effect of the wind. Jack Glover.
From all the way to home to Brown Plains. In her hand. No.
Moreton Bay take the ball upfield. Grandstand all of a sudden a lot more populated than it was. Some few hearty souls just managing with umbrellas at the moment. Have a look at the radar, but we think it should be clearing pretty quickly. And it's been confirmed by my old mucker Ian Judd. Just says it's just a quick band of rain. The radar is showing that it's just a brief band that should blow over pretty quickly, probably before the half-time whistle blows even. Here's Costasaros. Inky Kahindo, Leck, Glover, Sayers. Sayers again, finds Keenan. Philippe Lassam tries to win the ball back. Kerpool does well just to help it forward. He can't get the ball past Daniel Driver though. And now an opportunity for Yinka Kahinde with his pace. Well, he was definitely second best, or second favourite to get there. Ahead of Nick Bernardi, who's no slouch himself, but has gone out for a goal kick. Now Mar to Ono. Knight. Good use of the ball by Edmiston. Edmiston still. Ono on this near side. Rio Ono, a delightful cross, and it was headed over a bar. The fact that Dan Champness managed to get to that ball probably indicates he probably could have directed it on target, but he was under all sorts of pressure. Lovely ball from Rio Ono. And again, Moreton Bay United have shown they are a threat, and I think the rain has already stopped. Olympic get the ball back under the control of Jack Glover. Goes inside to Sayers, but Sayers really didn't anticipate Rio Ono reading that play as well as he did. Here's Edmiston. Edmiston with a shot, and it's a fine save from Lockie Hunter. Oh, that would have been a goal out of nothing for Moreton Bay United. Struck it well, did Will Edmiston. Hasn't scored a goal in his last 2 games after opening his campaign with goals against Redlands United and Gold Coast United. And Lockie Hunter had to be alert there, and he's pulled off a really good save. Moreton Bay United, always a threat from a set piece. Headed away by Anderson. Comes back with some interest from Sam Knight, who is prone to scoring the odd spectacular goal. And that would have been one of the top draw if he could have kept it down. Difficult period for Olympic to negotiate just before half time. Leck tried to flick it through to Lofthouse. It's going to come back from far. It's a lovely ball. Kearpool, and he was bundled down, was he, by Zach Anderson. He stayed down, and Zach Anderson saying, no, ref, I got the ball, and you know I got the ball. And it has to be said that Zach Keenan has made no intimation that it was anything other than a good tackle, but that's not to say that Zach Kearpool could have been hurt in the making of the challenge. And he is going to need some attention because he does look to be in all sorts of pain. It's a good tackle, though, from Anderson at first viewing. The man from Ayr, who has been all over the place in terms of his football career. He's had A-League stints at Gold Coast United, Central Coast Mariners, where he won a grand final, and Sydney. He then went to the United Arab Emirates with Emirates Club, and Malaysia with Kedah and Perak, and Hugong United in Singapore, at which point he returned to Olympic. Chatting to my good friend Jason Dacey, formerly of ESPN Asia, and he was saying that he had a fair few dealings with Zach Anderson over the course of his career in Asia, and he said he's come back here now to promote his business interests and keep playing at a high level that Olympic provide, but isn't too interested in getting back into any A-League squad. But he's certainly a defender with the pedigree to perhaps do that and do a job in the top flight here in Australia. It's Olympic, work the ball out nicely away from danger. Lofthouse, nice touch away from far. Lovely touch away from Alton, who's been left like he's standing in treacle. Here's Kostasaros, twisting, turning, Kostasaros! That is fantastic from Kostasaros! What a lovely strike, Kostasaros!
Score is Olympic FC 2, Moreton Bay United. That goal scored by number 12, Kostasaros, sponsored by Chris's.
It's another assist for Jez Lofthouse, though, who skipped past his old sparring partner Lyndon Farr again. And the difference in pace between he and Tom Alton was quite remarkable. I mean, Kostasaros looked like he'd almost got himself into a spot of bother, but what a hit to deceive Bertram Spears with a little bit of dip and a little bit of spin. And that's a fantastic goal for Olympic to score before the break. They lead this one now by 2-0, and despite Moreton Bay United huffing and puffing a couple of times, it's Olympic and all Olympic at the moment as we approach the break. Can Moreton Bay hit back? Or they go into the sheds? Here's Marr linking up with Farr. Marr finds Knight. Knight puts a devilish cross in, but it's dealt with pretty easily in the end. Still there for Knight, though. Links up with Edmiston. Edmiston tries to skip past the challenge of Barlow. And it will be Moreton Bay United ball. Corner will be swept in by Knight. No, it will be swept in by Chris Marr. Knight's on the edge of the penalty area. Goes deep towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Bit of head tennis. And could come back from Lyndon Farr, who does well, but not well enough to keep the ball in. Approaching half-time, perhaps a quick run-through of the scores around the grounds. 5 minutes left in Kingscliff, and Sunshine Coast Wanderers have equalised there, so 2-2. Ripley Valley still trail Brisbane Strikers by a goal to nil, half-time there, and Holland Park Hawks leading the Lakes by 3 goals to 2. The last round at the Lakes was one of the most remarkable games of football I've ever seen, and they just have goals at Kinsellers Park. There are already 5 there in the opening 42 minutes of this match, or that match, sorry. Will there be another one before half-time? Leck trying to latch onto this one from Costasaros, who smacks his hands together in frustration at the weight of that pass. Just put a little bit too much on it for Danny Leck, who wins the ball back again, but Chris Marr manages to squeeze it out to his former Strikers teammate Sam Knight. Well, that's neat from Kerpool. Kerpool trying to get the return ball from Rio Ono, but Rio Ono never got it. And now Jez Lofthouse. He'll be feeling in his legs a little bit. Has Saros on the outside of him. Lofthouse cuts inside, suddenly puts the afterburners on, skips past a couple of challenges. Lyndon Farr this time makes a challenge, and Tom Alton finishes the job. It's going to come back though from Barlow, although Saros was not in as far advanced position as he'd hoped. And Moreton Bay United will perhaps launch one more attack. Here's Ono. Dangerous player, the former Capalaba Bulldog. Lovely ball inside to Champness. It was read all the way by Driver. He's just so understatedly good, Daniel Driver, at the back here for Olympic. He'd have learned an awful lot alongside Aidan Fetahagic last year. He'll be learning an awful lot from Zach Anderson this year as his footballing education continues after leaving the Raw youth system. Indeed, the Raw senior system as well, as Champness tries to skip past Glover, who may or may not have impeded him. Not sufficiently enough to draw a free kick. Edmiston wide. Oh, a little bit of indecision there. Lyndon Farr never gave up the ghost, but it will be a goal kick. Flock of seagulls. We've had magpies. It's like an episode of Australian Geographic here at the moment at Goodwin Park, but rest assured there's been some pretty spectacular football played as well. Yes. Lofthouse bounces off the challenge of Kerpool, and he won't want to bounce into Kerpool too many more times. He's a man mountain, is the youngster. Moreton Bay try and launch one more attack. Oh no, trying to link up with Knight. Knight can't quite get there, but it is a corner kick, and one more chance for Moreton Bay. I feel like I've said that a couple of times as we approach half-time, but we are in time added on at the end of this first half which Olympic have scored 2 goals, both set up by Jez Lofthouse, scored by Dan Leck and Costasaros in the 34th and 43rd minute. Corner swept in by Marr, deep, all the way to the back, and Edmiston helps it back inside. Oh no, bit of an air swing, Alton involved, and then Alton gives away a free kick. No, that's half-time, and a good half for the hosts as full rain suddenly starts coming down again here at Goodwin Park. Moreton Bay United will be heartened by some of their opportunities though, although it's only been one really good save from Lockie Hunter from the boot of Zach Kerpool that managed to cause any real problems. Other than that, Jez Lofthouse is finding his feet as he returns from injury, and he's finding his feet pretty spectacularly, supplying opportunities for Dan Leck to score and Costasaros. All it'll need will be a goal for him to cap off his return. But half-time here at Goodwin Park, the players will go and get some shelter. The umbrellas come back up. We will take a short break and we'll be back for the second half of this FFA Cup round 4 preliminary clash after these messages.
If you are unable to socially distance.
I can announce the whole country of the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023, which will be Australia.
Oh, amazing touch. Spectacular.
It's time the cross. A towering header.
The keeper's out. The net's open.
Some people can't hide their passion. Don't hide yours. Join our team.
When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Happiness is knowing you'll find the perfect vehicle every time. Thrifty, smiles all the way.
What a wonderful occasion for us to be here on the lawns of Parliament House in Queensland on the first day back of Parliament, no less, to release the strategic plan from Football Queensland in relation to women and girls. So women and girls are the future of the game, not only here but all over the world, and the strategic plan on unlocking the legacy with the anticipation and the excitement of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup here on home soil. You know, we've got all parts of our game here unified. We've got our clubs here, you know, we've got our next generation players here, you know, there were parents here, there administrators, we've got the politicians here who are obviously in key strategic positions where they can help to assist us in our vision for the game, and you know, we do need some resources to make that happen. And said if we can look to see the potential that co-hosting with New Zealand, our great friends from New Zealand, if we can look to see the potential that can unlock the legacy for the next 20 years. So we talk about 23, but it's got to be about beyond. It's got to be able to cater for those participants, and we've got to be able to cater for all parts of our game. And you know, I'm in a very privileged position to see the next generation coming through now, and I'm really excited to see where some of them can go, because yeah, they are outstanding and their potential is off the charts, and you just saw a little bit of just the skills and the character from them today. And yeah, I'm really excited about, you know, the potential and the future for women's football in Queensland.
Welcome back to a very, very wet Goodwin Park in Yeronga. The rain has started to come down, and it's coming down pretty hard. It came down pretty hard all the way through half-time. Is it easing off a little bit, perhaps, but nevertheless, very different conditions to what we had when we started this game. Olympic do lead at half-time by 2-0. Both goals provided after some brilliant mazy runs from Jez Lofthouse. Costa Saros getting the second with an absolute thunderbolt of a shot, cutting in off his left and slamming the ball home from outside the penalty area with his right boot. And Daniel Leck putting the ball through slightly calmer in the 34th minute to open the scoring. Leck scored twice the last time these two sides met. Anderson and Steve White got the others. Ethan Grimley actually scored for Moreton Bay United in that 4-1 defeat. Lyndon Farr was sent off. He's looked pretty lively. Will Edmiston has been pretty impressive as well in this first half for Moreton Bay United, in a half in which they've had chances. Edmiston, Zaki Kirpal also had a couple of opportunities, and Sam Knight let fly from distance as well. As Olympic in the red shirts get us going from left to right. Umbrella's still well and truly up. And the rain just streaming down at Goodwin Park. Half-time scores from around the traps. It's half-time at Kinsella's Park, and it's 3-3 between the Lakes and Holland Park Hawks. You'd expect nothing less. 6 goals and a half is about par in the FFA Cup for the Lakes so far this season. Strikers still lead Ripley Valley by 1-0. They're 10 minutes or so into the second half here as Yinka Kahinde can't quite get that ball under control initially from Zach Glover, but does well. Ball back to Saros with another decent shot, and had that bounced in front of Bertram Spears, could have been a little bit more awkward for the Moreton Bay United custodian, but he did well to get his body behind it. It's going into extra time in Kingscliff, 2-2. The game is there. A couple of big results from around the country as well in the FFA Cup. Heidelberg United getting done by 2-1 against Nundawadding. Extraordinary result. And that's a foul going to go the way of Jack Glover. The rain really has sort of eased now. Heidelberg ending the game with 10 men, but all the goals had been scored well before that had happened. As Bernardi goes back to Spears. His ball up towards Edmiston is picked off by Lofthouse, but Olympic can't make anything of it, and here's an opportunity for Rio Ono to race forward. Ono skips and gets away from the challenge of Sayers. Gets the ball in towards Kirpal. And Kirpal is rather manhandled. Oh, and that was an elbow. That was an elbow from Alex Barlow on Kirpal, and I don't think anyone saw it. A couple of people here saw it in the grandstands. He definitely threw an elbow up Alex Barlow, and he is a very lucky boy, because I don't think a single man wearing green, which is the refereeing team here, managed to see it. And Kirpal has picked himself up, but Olympic should be down to 10 men. Moreton Bay United with possession. Looking to prise open a gap in the attacking half. Bernardi inside to Edmiston. Edmiston switches play back to this near side, and Champner's ball skips away from him pretty easily. And Zach Kirpal, as you might imagine, is having a real go at the assistant on this near side, who could see pretty clear, well, had a good view in theory, as Rio Ono picks up a loose ball on the edge of the penalty area, linking up with Edmiston. Opportunity for Lyndon Farr to try and thread the needle through. No advantage played, and it'll be a free kick on the edge of the penalty area as Edmiston was fouled, playing the ball back inside. And this is a really good opportunity for Moreton Bay United. Now Edmiston is... Now Kirpal, sorry, has just gone over to referee Zach Keenan, the first opportunity he's had, and asked, why didn't you send off Alex Barlow for elbowing me in the face, sir? Or words to that effect. And Zach Keenan said, didn't see anything, sorry. It's a really good opportunity here for Lyndon Farr. Former Olympian, of course. Left in 2017. Came to Moreton Bay United by way of Logan Lightning. Farr, way too much on that. And it is a goal kick, and Lockie Hunter didn't really need to do anything other than try and locate a spare ball. Jez Lofthouse very cutely manages to get back to him. Almost Gaelic style, flicking it up into the hands and helping it back. Lofthouse has a bit of space. Ball never found its way through to him though. Glover can't thread the needle through to Olide Yinka Kahinde. Glover shimmies forward. Lofthouse saw Rio Ono and decided to go the other way. The other way is completely vacant. Tried to thread the needle through to Dan Leck, and it was a nice idea. Never enough on it though to make it worthwhile, but Lofthouse gets possession again. That time he's dispossessed by Chris Marr. An opportunity for Edmiston to drive forward again. That's a great tackle from Jack Glover. And Glover managing to do battle there with fired up Zach Kearpool and wins the ball back. Now Edmiston spreads the ball wide over to this far side of the field. Sam Knight. Rio Ono can't pick up possession. He does now though. Back inside to Knight. Knight working his way inside, but he's well shepherded away by Lockie Sayers and then pushed off the ball. Not enough. According to our referee, it was Dan Leck. So here's Rio Ono, his opposite number. Lyndon Farr. Too high and too much on that again. And this has the potential to get a little bit niggly now. The Olympics players are just asking a couple of questions of Zach Keenan. Particularly Zach Anderson. Hunter goes short to Driver. It's a sloppy ball out though, an opportunity for Champness perhaps, but Olympic managed to recover. And now here's Jack Glover. Yinka Kahinde wants the ball played. He was offside though, so it's probably good that he never got it. Here's Yinka Kahinde now. Nice ball to Jez Lofthouse. Looks up, nobody in the middle except Danny Leck, but the ball just played too far ahead of him and it'll be out for a goal kick. Nice idea. When he initially looked up, Jez Lofthouse couldn't quite see Dan Leck from behind the tall figure of Declan Smith. Would have been a nice goal had he managed to get the ball across. And a third assist of the day for Jez Lofthouse. Rain has stopped mercifully. Knight inside to Marr. Oh, Marr does brilliantly to take the ball around Jean-Philippe Lassam, and Marr now tries to find Knight again. Kearpool. Lyndon Farr dispossessed by Glover again. Glover does really well there. He's done really well early in this second half. Edmiston. Did the ball hit the hand? No, says the referee. Marr. Declan Smith. Champness. Anderson was there, pressing hard into the back. And now Leck has an opportunity. He's challenged hard, but got the ball away, and a free kick is given belatedly. And Zach Kearpool must be feeling that nothing's going his way today, because he had a fair shout to have Alex Barlow sent off for an elbow. that was thrown behind play. Not too far behind play, but far enough that all the officials' eyes were elsewhere. Olympic press their advantage forward. All the way back to Hunter. Olympic are so good at retaining possession. Barlow does well. Olide Yinka Kahinde. Oh, showed far too much of that to Bernardi, but still there for Yinka Kahinde, who keeps his feet brilliantly. Can't squeeze the ball to Lek. Still there for Costa Saros. Plays the ball back inside. But Bernardi was on hand to clear, albeit off the body of Dan Lek. Got through to Rio Ono, but Olympic are going to come again. Anderson. Sayers. Pass was picked off, and Chris Marr's ball through towards Jan Champness. A little bit light on. Champness knew it was close though. Enoki Hunter just overcooked that slightly, and it skids off Barlow's head for a throw. And Moreton Bay United have to score next, you'd think, to have any chance in this game. Alton. Olympic have only lost 3 times in FFA Cup qualifying rounds. Of their 16 ties that they've played. In fact, their last qualifying round defeat came against Moreton Bay United in 2017. They've won their last 8 matches at this stage of the competition. That was also their last FFA Cup defeat at Goodwin Park. All their other matches at home have been played at Perry Park in the national rounds, as Lofthouse is just dispossessed by a brilliant tackle by Chris Marr. Edmiston. Barlow has no way through, not with the ball at least. Here's Lek. It's nice from Lek to find Yinka Kahinde. Goes back the other way to Saros. Barlow in an advanced position. Little step over, across was to nobody in particular. Champness off for chest. He's being caught in an Olympic sandwich once again. Shakes his head in disappointment. Mannerisms so familiar to Joe Champness. Oh, rare mistake there from Philippe Lassam. An opportunity for Lyndon Farr, perhaps. Farr. Did he get caught by Alex Barlow? Not according to the referee, indeed not according to Barlow either, who wags a finger at Lyndon Farr, who has stayed down. We were unsighted slightly as to whether Barlow got the ball or not, but Farr has stayed down and remains down. Opportunity here for Lek, who is tackled really nicely. Still there for Jez Lofthouse, perhaps. It was a great tackle from Declan Smith. And we're going to have a little delay while Lyndon Farr gets some attention, I think. 57.5 minutes gone in this match. And we're going to have a substitution, and Champness is going to make way. In fact, there's a double substitution coming from Moreton Bay United. Keelan Crawford, who's come on, making his first senior start of the campaign. There's Lyndon Farr, who has made way as well. He's been replaced by Joe Scott, number 20. Who is a goal scorer. We'll run you through his stats in a minute when we've got time. Played one game in the under-23s, scored 4 goals, that in the 10-1 win against Redlands United first time out. Scored 9 in 18 for South West Queensland Thunder in the Football Queensland Premier League last year. Oh no, tried to find Crawford, could only find Philippe Lassam, but now Moreton Bay United have an opportunity. Kearpool tries to go around the outside of Barlow. Those two have very recent history. Here's Scott. Back to Marr. Back to Scott. Bernardi in an advanced position. Has to skip past a couple of challenges. Finds Chris Marr again, willing to accept the pass. Knight's going to make a run. Marr didn't see it. It was shadowed anyway by Costa Saros, who ends up contributing to something of a back 5 for Olympic. So far back is he being forced by Sam Knight. Declan Smith. Managed to make his errors look good, Will Edmiston. Has space now. No way through for Moreton Bay United. Good solid defence from Olympic, who only have 1 clean sheet so far this season, that coming in the first game of the season against Gold Coast United, as Anderson sticks a boot out and intercepts and releases Dan Leck. That's a lovely ball for Jez Lofthouse. Lofthouse at pace. Jez Lofthouse twisting, turning, has Leck in support. Lofthouse goes round, another one, slips, still keeps the ball. Jez Lofthouse goes down, has to be a penalty. Is a penalty for Olympic. And that is another opportunity created by Jez Lofthouse. And Zach Kearpool is still saying that the referee missed something down the other end. That's ancient history as far as Olympic are concerned. I don't think Jez Lofthouse will be credited with an assist if this goes in from the penalty, but he should do. Well, it was Olympic at their brilliant attacking best. Lightning counter-attack. And Danny Leck's going to do the honours from the penalty spot. Spears went the right way, but that is another goal for Daniel Leck, his second brace in as many matches against Moreton Bay United.
Daniel Leck is sponsored by Zaparas Lawyers. The score is Olympic FC 3.
And it was as easy as that. It is 3-0. Just after the hour mark. And you sense the way back for Moreton Bay United now is difficult, if not impossible. Yes, going to be Ben Kahn to ring the changes now. Jean-Philippe Lassam has come off. He's been replaced by Matt Mundy. And is Jez Lofthouse that going to be his final contribution? I think it is. More minutes in the legs for Jez Lofthouse, a good hour. He assisted 2, won a penalty as well. A good 62 minutes or so for him. And he has been replaced by Shelford Deas. Mundy, his first intervention is a foul, and then there's a couple of pushes and shoving going on. Chris Marr pushed over Shelford Deas and then pushed Dan Leck away. Everyone needs to calm down a little bit. Chris Marr is going to be spoken to by Zach Keenan, who's not one to brandish cards unnecessarily. It's probably unnecessary on all sides there. There's no need for Shelford Deas to walk away with the ball. No need for Chris Marr to push him over, and there was probably no need for Daniel Leck to have a word and get pushed in return either, so everything evens itself out. Play on. Oh, that's a nice touch from Rio Ono to go round Matt Mundy. Bernardi's ball inside left a fair bit to be desired, Vogue. That's sloppy from Yinka Kahinde. An opportunity for Bernardi to atone, and he does, getting the ball out to Declan Smith. Smith with a long crossfield ball that is easily handled by Jack Glover. Sayers flicked it on, now Leck, now an opportunity for Shelford Deas to do some talking with the ball at his feet. Deas goes around the corner, but Declan Smith stands tall and manages to win the ball back. Joe Scott plays the ball off Lockie Sayers, and now Moreton Bay get the ball away. Rio Ono can't find Keelan Crawford. Saros with a deep ball to Yinka Kahinde. It's a good one. Stretching play. There's no players in the middle for Olympic yet, and nobody in support for Yinka Kahinde. So if he's going to do anything, he's going to have to do it himself. And he does go round. That's a lovely ball to find Mundy, and Mundy wins a corner. We said Yinka Kahinde was going to have to do it himself, and he did just that. Excellent work from the Olympic number 9. Sunshine Coast Wanderers. This corner is half cleared, only as far as Glover. Now back to Saros, who's hit one from there already today. Nice little flick inside from Driver. Clearance is only as far as Barlow, who plays it back, but wrong-footed was Deas, and it has to be Lockie Sayers who mops up at the back. Saros right through the back goes Bernardi, and a free kick. Good sportsmanship on show between those two players. Substitution for Moreton Bay United is forthcoming. Is that Sam Knight? No, it's going to be Tom Alton who's going to make way. Alton, who played just one game after signing for Olympic after a 9-game spell with South Melbourne, having moved from Brisbane City. Played in that first game back after COVID, but with Aidan Fetahagic coming in, felt like his options would be rather limited, so club legend Alex Janowski comes on. And he's played in many big games for Moreton Bay United. He scored in the final of the National Premier League Queensland back in 2017. One of his 10 goals for the season. As Western Pride, Yinka Kahinde gets in behind, looks for an option inside. Saros is arriving, it's headed away by Bernardi. Coming back is Mundy. Now Leck. Danny Leck got way underneath it. He's probably entitled to have a look for his hat-trick, Danny Leck. The goals are flying in for Sunshine Coast Wanderers now. King's Wolves' fairy tale is over. They led for long periods of that game, remember, down in northern New South Wales. It is 6-2 now in favour of Sunshine Coast. Strikers are 2 goals to the good against Ripley Valley, and it is still 3-3 at Kinsella's Park between the Lakes and Holland Park. Goalless at North Pine, where North Pine and Logan are playing at Bob Brock Park, 0-0 there. And Sunshine Coast are leading Centenary Stormers 2-0 at Kawana. Moreland Zebras are beating Upfield by 2-1 as well, if anyone's interested in Victoria. Scott goes round Glover nicely, grabs inside, nice ball to Kearpool. Kearpool twisting and turning, but Mundy snuffs out that danger and leaves Kearpool fumbling around and trying to foul in order to win the ball back. Costa Saros needs a little bit of attention. It is going to be a substitution, is it, for Costa Saros? He's really struggling with cramp. The Olympic are making a substitution. Will it be for Costa? It might be. It's like James Kumineo is about to come on. No, it's Alide Yinka Kahinde who's coming off. Who was a substitute, but only after 10 minutes or so. No, it is in fact Costa Sara, so Yinka Kahinde has just gone over to the left. James Kuminao comes on to the right. Yinka Kahinde in that left position. He's targeted first up, but Sam Knight heads the ball away. It'll be an Olympic throw-in. Dias. Yinka Kahinde up against Sam Knight. The experienced Sunshine Coast based player, former striker. Leck has to go back, wins the ball again. Switches play brilliantly to James Kuminao on this near side, who was offside. He cannot believe it. And I dare say Ben Khan can't either. Northern Bay United's FFA Cup record away from home is actually pretty good. Won 5 of their 8 ties away from Walter Park, including here at Goodwin Park. They've won 4-0 twice against Southside Eagles and Souths United in 2018, consecutive matches. Their heaviest defeat was 5-2 against Lions in 2014. The first match in that competition, first match of the competition ever for Moreton Bay United in fact, so not a great way to start. James Kuminao fluffs his lines somewhat and plays the ball out of play before it can get to Daniel Driver. Olympics, no danger of their biggest win being breached. That was 16-0 against Gympie United in 2019. Olympic goal kick. They have been drawn to place Western Pride in round 4 in 2020. Robbie Fowler drawing them out the hat. Crawford gets Olympic moving the ball around nicely, but it is picked off. Here's Rio Ono. Edmiston. Mundy back to win the ball. And then James Kuminao helps it forward, hopefully. But Shelford Dias hadn't given chase, and Moreton Bay United have an opportunity to build an attack from the back. Oh, here's Yinka Kahinde. Cavalry's arriving in the form of Shelford Dias. Yinka Kahinde might not need any cavalry. Can only find the feet of Bertram Spears, who made himself as big as he could. And it'll be a corner kick. Minutes or so remaining in this contest. Olympic 3, Moreton Bay United 0. There are there's still chance for Moreton Bay United, but it is running out as the seconds wind down. Especially with Olympic playing the ball in the attacking third. Oh, that's a nice little run from Barlow. His crossbows almost dealt with by Bernardi, who did well in the end. Is there going to be a shot? Oh no, that's bad news. Lockie Sayers with his hamstring, and that is bad news for Olympic and Lockie Sayers, who has had so many injury issues over his career. And hopefully that's just cramp. And is Matt Mundy going to be booked? Matt Mundy is going to be booked after taking down the unfortunate Zach Kirple. Kirple and his torrid night has been taken off. Will Gulo is on. And that's a really disappointing sight. Lockie Sayers shaking his head. And do Olympic have any substitution windows left? I'm not sure they do, so they might be seeing out the rest of this game with 10 men. Crawford does well with very limited real estate. Still there. Rio Ono with the cross. Oh, and it's grasped by Hunter. And that might have been just creeping under the bar. Oh, Olympic playing with 10 men after the injury to Lockie Sayers. Kinde keeps that ball in. Then really does the business on Sam Knight, but runs out of space, and it'll be a throw-in, taken quickly by Knight. Moreton Bay United might sense a little opening here. It's a great ball and great control from Scott. Closed down quickly by Glover. Legally, and it will be a goal kick. Multi-ball situation, and Zach Keenan saying, come on, let's get things going. Moreton Bay United should be thinking about the opportunity that they have with Olympic down a man. Dias. It's nice from Kuminao. Leck can't help it round the corner though. Well marshalled by Declan Smith. That's well won back again by Glover. He's been good tonight, Glover. Yinka Kahinde was free on the far side of the field. He gets it belatedly. Sam Knight up against him. An early cross towards Leck, but nowhere really near him. And now an opportunity for Rio Ono. Ono goes back inside, but asks a little bit too much of Gulo. And Olympic will want to keep the ball for as long as possible here. Leck and Yinka Kahinde. Anderson. Driver. Glover does well. Oh, shoulder on shoulder from Scott, but it was a fair collision. Won the ball. Scott. Chris Marr. Rio Ono. Scott helps it through to Gullo. Gullo could cut in here. Shots deflected, but took all the power out of it. And it was cleared away by Driver. It's going to come straight back though. Chris Marr. Janowski. Knight, the veterans, linking up at the back for Moreton Bay United. Now one of the young guard. Only for one of Olympics veterans, Zach Anderson, to intercept. And Mundy gets the ball out to Kumineo, who battles and gets the ball out to Yinka Kahinde. Now Danny Leck. Mundy carried on his run, barged straight in to his opponent, and now the ball is spread to this near side, and Deas against Bernardi. Deas goes down. Bernardi got a foot to the ball though, and he'll want to launch a counter-attack here. Gets the ball up quickly to Rio Ono. Oh, that was sloppy, really sloppy from Edmiston. It's worked out though for Moreton Bay United, fortuitously. Gullo. Gullo made a meal out of that as well. Barlow just gets some order and sensibility back to things. Yinka Kahinde, Lex offside, and only just offside as well. Moreton Bay get things back underway quickly. Just under 10 minutes remaining. There will be a little bit added on though, you'd think. Crawford can't find the ball through. And it's a long ball up towards Dan Leck. He's onside this time. Leck up against Smith. Deas. Leck. Doesn't mind what happens as long as Olympic have the ball. Deas. Fresher legs. Kumineo could have made a run. Gets the ball over to Leck. Was onside. Hands in the back. Leck has stayed down. Now there's a little bit of pushing and shoving. Now the ball's kicked straight into Danny Leck by Bernardi. Everyone's getting involved, Shelford Deas included. Zach Keenan has a little bit of work to do here. Declan Smith tangled initially with Danny Leck, but it is Nick Bernardi who has shown a yellow card. Last time these two sides met, there were 8 yellow cards shown between the two teams, plus a red to Lyndon Fire. It's just been 1 card each so far today. It was so needless from Nick Bernardi as well. Gullo. Inside to Edmiston. Edmiston looking for an option. Bernardi is that option. Does well to keep it in. Closed down though by Glover. Now Scott, good cross. Helped away by Anderson, only as far as Ono. Ono puts another really delightful cross in. It was just over the head of Gullo. Oh, and Danny Leck showing fantastic versatility just to win that ball back. Chris Marr's interested. Nice control from Deas. Deas skips past the attentions of Scott, goes down, still there for Deas. You can hear what the Goodwin Park faithful thought of that. Chris Marr appealing to Zach Keenan's sense of getting things moving quickly. Shelford Deas runs straight into Nick Bernardi. He was thwarted from getting involved in Nick Bernardi first. And a yellow card is shown to Joe Scott. And Zach Keenan's words, you need to shut your mouth. I'm sure everyone wants to say that to players every so often. And now, Shelford Deas, antagonist in chief, goes and has a little needle at Joe Scott, the recently booked player. Zach Keenan keeping his eyes on that little battle. But Scott wins it where it counts. Then goes down. Was he clattered by Glover? Advantage is being played, and Zach Keenan's going to have eyes in the back of his head for the last 6-7 minutes or so. Corner kick for Moreton Bay, and Glover is going to be booked now. Now the yellow cards start to flow. There's good refereeing from Zach Keenan because he let play continue as Moreton Bay had the advantage, but saw that Glover did lay one on Joe Scott. It's got a little bit scrappy. It was Barlow who had Zach Keenan had eyes in the back of his head, may well have seen red earlier on in this half for a stray elbow, and it certainly looked intentional on Zach Kierpel. Leck switches play to Mundius. Olympic look to eke out a few more seconds. They do lead by 3-0, so perhaps there's not as much urgency as you might think. As Mundy drives towards the edge of the penalty area, there are options. Leck had his hand up. Leck goes to ground. He was careered into, was he, by Smith? Players looking to get free kicks and more often than in a water polo game at the moment, but it's all just got a little bit niggly. Dan Leck probably wants a hat-trick. You know his chances are going to be hard to come by with Olympic playing with 10 men, with Lockie Sayers off the field injured, and no substitutions remaining for Ben Khan. A good test for his team, though, to play and organise themselves with 10 men. Here's Leck, now on the edge of the penalty area, linking up with Yinka Kahinde. Pinballs around, but falls to Bernardi, who releases Rio Ono, and Ono wants to look ahead of him. He has space, so why doesn't he run into it? Does now. Crawford goes past Driver. Crawford does really well. Driver does better though. Crawford's still there. That's really good from Driver, but free kick is given, so a little bit too handsy from Daniel Driver, according to the referee, and a good opportunity once again for Moreton Bay United to get the ball into the penalty area. Declan Smith told to get up there. Free kick's taken too quickly, and Chris Marr tried to catch everybody out by going for the far post, I think, and Lockie Hunter is having a bit of a word with his defenders, saying, come on, guys, pay attention, please. Three and a half minutes of normal time remaining. Hopefully we've seen enough of the niggle. Might even be time for another goal or two. Mar. Ono. Janowski. Gulo. Cross comes in, headed away nicely by Driver. Kumineo. All picked up by Chris Marr. Groan of frustration. Zach Anderson regains some normality to proceedings by winning possession, and it's played out to Shelford Dias, who isn't put under too much pressure, so takes his time in getting the ball back to Danny Leck. Now Dias again. Oh no, briefly antagonises. Barlow with the incongruous blue boots, with the red socks and red kit. Oh, that could have been nasty. Play on is the call. Dias, the guilty party, was he? Oh no. Crawford. Bernardi. Crawford can't find the ball through to Ono, who smiles in frustration. And Glover takes his time. Has Leck, still full of running at this late stage of the game. Nice ball over the top towards Mundy. Mundy skips past the challenge of Smith, but can't quite beat Chris Marr. Gives chase. Chris Marr tries to catch Lockie Hunter out there. He's going to keep trying, Chris Marr. He's not got a bone in his body that says that the game is done until the final whistle is blown. Anderson. Yinka Kahinde up against Sam Knight. Sam Knight wins out. Bernardi. Janowski. Gulo. Oh no, lots of possession but no penetration for Moreton Bay United at the moment. Rio Ono crabs across field. Again goes back to Chris Marr, the creative fulcrum of this side. Heavy pass. Marr gets it back rather fortuitously, not by design, I wouldn't have thought. Bernardi. Edmiston. Oh no. And Yinka Kahinde back doing his defensive dues. And Lek does well. Shelford Dias was being tugged back there pretty obviously by Will Edmiston, who looks absolutely gassed. And Barlow. Moreton Bay United ball. We are just ticking over the 90 minutes, so we are in Zach Keenan's hands. Time added on at Goodwin Park. Not much jeopardy in this one. Olympic leading by 3-0. Can Moreton Bay get a consolation? Not likely with Daniel Driver marshalling defence the way he has, but it is a corner kick, so could be something forthcoming here for Moreton Bay United. Just a reminder, 9 minutes time or so, can switch streams to check out Wynnum Wolves against Southport Warriors from Carmichael Park. That's the next live stream as the header from Rio Ono goes over the bar, and that might be the last chance of the evening that we get. Won't be too many more, I wouldn't have thought. Make sure you check out that next stream, that cross-conference clash. The Gold Coast team look to pull off an upset against the Football Queensland Premier League side. Yinka Kahinde trying to latch onto that ball. Coming together between he and Janowski. Janowski comes out the better of, and now Chris Marr. Oh no. Glover's been brilliant today, just uses his body there to stop Crawford having any opportunity to find his way through, and Hunter ekes out another couple of seconds. Other scores around the grounds. Logan Lightning leading North Pine at Bob Brock Park. Sunshine Coast 3 up against Centenary Stormers, just approaching half-time there. And Holland Park Hawks lead 10-man the Lakes by 4-3. Mundy. Lek wants his hat-trick. He's the sole Olympic player in the penalty area. The ball doesn't come his way though. Dias up against Bernardi. Mundy. Lek's had to come deep to win the ball. Gets the 1-2. And then the free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. No, it is inside the penalty area. It's a penalty. And Danny Lek will have an opportunity to get his hat-trick in stoppage time. He has been asking for it. He's been continually pressing forward. And it'll be a fine reward for an impressive performance from Danny Lek. He's kept pushing, he's kept driving. And this one will be one that he's created all by himself. This time he sends Spears the wrong way. Little to no celebration, but that's another hat-trick for Daniel Lek, who now has 5 in 2 games against Moreton Bay United.
The score is Olympic FC 4, Moreton Bay United 0.
$4-0 in terms of deficit. The 4 goals will be Moreton Bay United's biggest defeat in the FFA Cup. In terms of goals, though, they did concede 5 against Lions in 2014, as we've already mentioned. Olympic will move to an overall record of 15 wins from 22 matches against Moreton Bay United. As Edmiston skips through another couple of challenges, does really well, Edmiston. He's been impressive in defeat for Moreton Bay United as Joe Scott tries to make something happen, but it's a little bit too late. So Moreton Bay United 4-2 defeat here.
Coming everybody, the score was Olympic for FC 4, Moreton Bay United 0.
New ground announcer here. New ground announcer here at Goodwin Park. 4-0 to Olympic. As the daughter of Danny Leck just said.
Premier League women's match against Moreton Bay United. Our men will next be in action against Sunshine Coast Wanderers.
Olympic
at Park on Sunday, the 18th of April at 6 p.m.
will take on Eastern Suburbs on Friday night. And their next game in the National Premier League Queensland is Moreton Bay United, who will look to pick themselves up away at AJ Kelly against the reigning premiers Peninsula Power in their next contest. That game will be Saturday, April the 10th. We'll run you quickly through the goals as they happened. Danny Leck opened the scoring after a brilliant run from Jez Lofthouse in the 34th minute. Kostasaros was then the beneficiary of a Lofthouse run, but the goal was all his. A fantastic strike from distance. Absolutely hammered the ball past Bertram Spears, who had no chance. The ball moved all over the place. It was a fantastic strike. That gave Olympic a 2-goal advantage heading into the break. Dan Leck scored Olympic's 3rd from the penalty spot in the 62nd minute after another brilliant run. And this one really was brilliant from Jez Lofthouse. Olympic at their very best on the counter-attack. And then he was searching for his hat-trick the whole night. Kept pushing, and eventually won his own penalty, which he converted to complete his hat-trick and complete the 4-0 victory for Olympic. A couple of other scores from around the grounds. We've been giving you them as we've gone through. And we'll bring you them now. Brisbane Strikers have beaten Ripley Valley by 3-1. Sunshine Coast Wanderers scored a 7th against Kingscliff. That match finished 7-2 after extra time, it has to be said. Holland Park Hawks have beaten the Lakes by 3-0. And earlier on today, there are a couple of other matches from around the traps as well, most notable from around the country. Nundawong City beating Heidelberg United by 2-1 down in Victoria. A stunning result that really epitomises the magic of the Cup. Other matches taking place at the moment, and we'll be shortly off to Wynnum, to Carmichael Park, where Wolves take on Southport Warriors. That match kicks off in just a couple of minutes' time. You'll be able to catch that on the Football Queensland Facebook page. And in the other matches, up at Bob Brock Park, North Pine trailing Logan Lightning by 1-0. And up at Kawana, Sunshine Coast leading Centenary Stormers by 3-0. I've been Simon Smale. This has been a double-day production for Football Queensland and the FFA Cup. We hope you enjoy the rest of your footballing weekend, indeed the rest of your Easter weekend. Happy Easter to one and all, if that is your poison. The Olympic come and earn the congratulations of their supporters, and the supporters stream out of Goodwin Park, where mercifully it has stopped raining, but it didn't stop raining goals for Olympic. They beat Moreton Bay United by 4-0, their 9th successive FFA Cup qualifying round victory in the southeast corner of Queensland. We can't wait to see how far they go in this campaign, and we'll be with you every single step of the way. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I've been Simon Smale. Good evening.